Hey guys, Z Minecraft here with a quick tutorial on a 4x4 piston door that uses either sand or gravel to move any 4 blocks you want. So, let's get started. So first, you're going to place your sticky pistons, which we're going to stack of 3 high, 4 wide. And on top of that, place regular pistons. And then above that, place a 4x4 area of gravel. And then make the floor of your room even with that gravel. Next, mark a 4x4 area for where the door will be when it's closed. Oops. And then above that, place whatever blocks you want for your actual door. So use iron blocks for this one. And then finally, we need another 4x4 area of pistons. And then don't forget that the bottom ones are, again, regular pistons. Just delete that. And then it should look something like that. Alright, now to begin the wiring, we're going to start down here. You want to make a row of repeaters, power the bottommost row of pistons. And then you want to repeat that all the way up. Power each row. Make sure you don't set to layers like that. Then you should be getting power to all 4 rows of pistons. And that's how you open the door, by the gravel pushing out of the way. So then, when you wire this up, you're going to want to make sure that you wire it to turn off in the opposite order, and that'll reduce the amount of movements you can do later on. Just delete those blocks. So when it depowers, it'll look something like this, which obviously isn't all the way down. And then what you have to do after that is have a second pulse that first hits this row of pistons, then this row of pistons, and then finally over here. And that's how you get the pistons all the way down, and then your door will be open. To actually wire this all together, you want repeaters going from bottom to top, one with no delay, just 1 delay, or 1 tick delay, 2 ticks, or actually it's 3 ticks, and then 4 ticks. So it's a 1 tick in between each level. And then wire that all together, just make a little staircase. Oops. So now it'll power everything on in the correct order, but it'll power off in the wrong order because we have no extra delays. So to fix that, well, this is the longest delay. So a level below that, since we want to turn this level off after this level, we add an extra 2 ticks. So since it's full repeater, you add a repeater plus 1 tick, which goes 2 extra. And now this level, now the top level will shut off, and then this level will shut off. And we're going to continue that pattern all the way down. So this is repeater plus 1 tick. So I have repeater plus 1 tick, and then add 2 more ticks. And the same thing with the final level. You have two full repeaters like the level before. And just add 2 more ticks. So now, to demonstrate what that does, I'll add a button. So once I press that, push all the way up, and it pushes all the way back down to this part. Now we obviously know where the green wool's at. And the power the rest of the way down. Now to create your second pulse, to actually do that on its own, you want to add a repeater right there, so this signal will be sent when this turns off. That's what we want. We want it to be sent on a delay, because we have to have all this happen before this pulse gets sent. And since it's a solid signal right now, we're going to use a pulse generator to turn that into just a pulse instead of a solid signal, so it doesn't mess up the door. To that, you create this. I actually need this one more block out. It's not for making it before. I'll unconnect that quick, just to show you what it does. So basically, anytime you put a pulse into here, it'll turn this on for exactly 1 tick. So when I place wire, watch the torch. Oh, so I'm showing it there. But it is going on for 1 tick, I show you. So now from that, we're going to pull the wire out right here. Make it go to the top one first. So we go to the top part after 1 tick delay. And then if we use single repeaters with no delay, it'll keep it at exactly 1 pulse. It won't extend it. So we're going to have it 2 ticks, or this one delayed by 2 more ticks, but it'll still be a very short pulse. And then you get over here, we actually add a block right here, and then bring this pulse back out of this block and send it over here, full delay. So now, having that hooked up, you see it just ran right there and shut the door. So now pushing this button should push the gravel all the way back up and have it fall all the way back down. It does exactly that. So that's half the door done. Alright, now that we have the opening mechanism done, we can work on the top part. To do that, we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the bottom. Make a platform every other block, and make rows of repeaters on those blocks. And then you want to power them on again from bottom to top this time, instead of top to bottom. So regular repeater, an extra tick, an extra 2 ticks, and then a full repeater. And then make your staircase a wire again. And don't forget that it only powers them on in the right order, not off in the right order. So I want to set a full delay. I want a full delay plus 2 ticks. And then up here, we will make it come out over here. This one is 2 full repeaters. For the last part, make it 2 full repeaters plus 2 more ticks. So that's the majority of the opening or the closing mechanism, I should say. This button there, it gets us to that state again. So we're going to need to create a pulse here, and create a pulse here. And the difference about the top part is we actually want to create a pulse on that same level again, and hit a different set of pistons. It's now the top's all the way up. So now to wire that up, okay, torch off the back again. And then you add your 2 full repeaters. Actually, I'll make that out one more again. And create your pulse generator. And then it has to go to the bottom one first. And then out to the top. So we're going to add 1 delay to the bottom one. And then 3 to the top. And actually you could make this 1 more block in. I didn't actually have to move it out. That's just for safety. And then to create the second pulse to hit this layer again, we're going to use a block right here. And then we're going to add repeaters with a lot of delays. 1 full and then 1. 1 full and then 1 extra tick on this repeater. And then make sure that if you're using this block, you have a repeater next to it so it doesn't hit a wire right there. So it will create a pulse that you don't want. So now this should push the door all the way back down on its own and back up. Make sure it does that. We will open the door and then close the door. As you can see, it's all the way back up. So now you have both the opening and closing mechanisms done. Alright, now that you have both the opening and closing mechanisms done, all that's left to do is just wire them to either pressure plates or buttons. You can just get creative with this if you want, but I'll show you one really nice method that I use a lot. We're going to put a button on the obsidian on either side of the door. And then we're going to wire this to a T flip-flop. I'll explain what that is in a second, if you don't know. So you can use regular pistons for this. Place 1 block in there, and 2 blocks underneath. So now, anytime you push either button, the pistons will toggle which side they're on. And then when you put a redstone torch underneath, it'll create a signal that goes into this block. And now you can pull that signal out and make it go to either the top or the bottom. And then to keep the signal separate, just use dust and a repeater. So, power's going to that block. Make it come down here. And then, actually, this might go straight right here. And then we're going to make another pulse generator, a little bit different this time. Set that to a full delay and no delay. And add a piston and a block. And then that will connect to the opening mechanism down here. So what this does is when it receives, I'll put wire in here in a second, when it receives an input, it'll power right away, and then the piston will power on a delay and cut the signal, turning this constant signal into just a pulse over there. So let's see. Actually, I'm just gonna turn that off for now. I don't want it running. And then we're gonna do the same thing for the top part. Actually, I'm going to make this one lower. Let's go like this. Just like that. Our piston and our block. And then just add a repeater to make it go into this blue block, and that'll power closing part. And then to hook it all up, oh perfect, it'll be in the right state. So now when we add power to here, it should send a pulse, that'll open it, and that'll be all set. You might need to be careful which way you power it on to make sure the T flip-flop's set correctly. Now that we have that done, anytime you press a button, it'll either open or close the door by flipping the T flip-flop. And that's a completed design. One last thing I want to point out with this door is that if you have a room like this where it's 4 blocks high, you can easily hide the door in the wall, which you can't do with a lot of versions, and then that'll still leave you a ton of room to create a hidden area, like even above and below, almost. There's obviously where the wiring is again. So yeah, this is my first tutorial. Leave me some feedback, let me know what you thought. If you have any ideas for future how-tos, if you're like interested in learning something, I might be able to help out, other than the other builds that I have on my channel, obviously. So yeah, thanks for watching.